All right, take number 2, guys. Let's do this again. I did have an epiphany when it comes to this training footage log stuff. I have so much data. Like, I have spreadsheets worth of data in terms of training, as well as also my weigh-ins, what the calories are looking like. So I'm gonna go over that with you. Most of the footage that you're gonna see on this video, particularly, is gonna be a lot of my accessory work for my training days. What you're seeing right now are the cable flies for day 1. And this is supersetted, the last set with 1 set of push-ups directly after, or just 5 breaths after, taken to an RPE of 11. And that essentially means going past failure. So, hitting a failure rep and then trying to go for another one and failing on that rep is ultimately the goal. But I kind of want to go over, and this is me executing the my reps here. If you don't know what that is, just look at the last video prior to this. I have basically some stuff on the screen that explain what that is, and I talk about it a little bit more as well. But that's majority of what my rep scheme is for a lot of my accessory work throughout all of my prep training. And just to kind of go over like what the the macros and stuff are looking like on week 2. So week 1. It looks like we, let me see here. So yeah, it looks like we ended the week at like an running average of 168.78 pounds. And by the end of week 2, we dropped down about like, it's looking like, okay, I see what happened here. So by the end of week 1, so we started at 168.78 was the running average prior to even using any of the protocols for my prep training. And the calories. And by the end of week 1, we dropped down 2.7 pounds from 168.78 to 166.71. And then from there to week 2, we did see a slight stall. So by the end of week 2 here, I ended at 166.79, which is totally fine, honestly. I'm looking at my notes here. It looks like I mistracked a lot of food, as well as also got a couple days of 5 hours of sleep. And looks like around this time too is when I also, this is me doing the that final set on the push-ups here. It is tough stuff, especially after the cable flies. And you're gonna see those final reps here right now. Yeah, here we go. This is where I started to slow down. This is the actual, this is how much I'm struggling. I'm really trying to slow down the negatives with these. But a lot of stuff happened in week 2. Twinge in my upper back and neck during overhead presses. Looks like it didn't affect any of my Smith machine squats. And this is actually the week I met my girlfriend. Anyway, so horrible week. Week 2 is what we're seeing in terms of the calories, or just like progress in terms of weight going down on the scale. Just to give you an idea as to what the calories do look like, I was aiming for around like 2,200 to 2,300 5 days out of the week at the beginning stages of my bodybuilding prep. And then on the weekends were my refeed or higher carb days. Those were set to around like 26 to 2,700. This is a chest supported row that I really, really like. I was still dealing with my elbow tendonitis. So, I was keeping this in and doing it neutral grip. I think this form here, not ideal. I think I'm pulling a little too far back past the point of, just getting my elbows directly 90 degrees to the side. Because a lot of this movement, and the thing I love about this movement, is you are getting a big, nasty stretch at that very beginning range of motion on this exercise. Like the traps, everything, the back musculature is just stretched the fuck out. It's great, honestly. And if you have a machine like this, I would just milk it. Oh yeah, we got the homie in the cut on this one on day 3. Yeah, this is when we noticed, actually, my buddy Raul, he also noticed something in his back as well. We're kind of connected in that way. But anyway, these are upright rows. And also, I do want to say, I think the way I was executing the rows prior that you saw in the last clip did add to the fact of my like upper back twinge. and to kind of start that. But anyway, this is just something I was trying out. We do have upright rows programmed in my program here on day number 3. This is one of the variations I was trying to sort of, just kind of find my groove with. I didn't dislike it, especially on this day. I didn't feel like any specific type of pain or just uncomfortableness while executing this movement. And again, we're taking these are actually just normal sets on this particular exercise. Also, shout out Dub Gum if you guys like caffeinated gum. That is one that I use on the regular. It's pretty fucking good. Yeah, they're okay, Raul. But anyway, yeah, this is how he does it also too. A little bit different than how I do it, which is totally fine, honestly. Like, everyone's body's different. Raul is a much more, I would say, non-methodical lifter as opposed to me. He doesn't really go super slow on his negatives or anything like that, and that seems to work for him. Me, on the other hand, I prefer to do it that way. Anyway, yeah, so we're back on these as well. And like I said in the last video, just my rep style with these. The form on this too, I think I am just, elevating my arms a little bit too high on this, as well as like expanding my rib cage a little bit too much to where it's kind of taking my back out of the movement, because these were making my chest sore as fuck, like super fucking sore. And these, outside of my day 2, which is mainly a posterior dominant day, a lot of back movements, got the RDLs in there. This is the only other exercise where I'm really targeting my lats, and yeah, this form just was not flying. And I think this also added to the twinge that I was feeling in my upper back on the OHPs, the overhead presses that I was doing on this day as well. And yeah, the form has since been changed. Basically, the way I'm executing these now is I'm keeping my core much more tight, crunch stomach, and I'm only going up until the point where I feel my lats basically at peak stretch. And then I'm pushing down with my elbows as hard as I can. And again, yeah, we got the MyReps on here. These are the killer, man. The MyReps, oh man. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look at the last video prior to this. I go over that in more detail, but that is something that I do with majority of, yeah, that's killer. That was nice. Of my accessory work here. And yeah, man. I mean, outside of this week and just some other things to point out with my protocol for my bodybuilding prep. So, we got 4 days a week training, not doing any cardio. I think the total amount of calories I'm eating per week is roughly a little bit over 1,700 or 17,000 calories a week altogether. But I was initially doing a little bit of some step count because that was something I was already doing prior to this. I was always doing like the 10K a day, and then I sort of waved off that. I was just, tracking 5, and whatever I landed on afterwards was kind of whatever. And me and my coach, we kind of decided to go with like 45 to 55K steps per week. That was the protocol. And for this particular week, I think I ended at 48,170 steps. And also too, got the dumbbell lateral raises here. This is one of the lateral raise variations I do currently have in my training program. I've always opted for the machine and cable stuff just because you're getting a lot of tension in the whole entire range of motion with those. And here specifically, it's just at that shortened, fully contracted position at the top is where most of the tension is going to be. In fact, probably all of it, honestly, unless I was only stopping here and going back up. I miss these. These are great. I'm actually really liking these right now. Not really the best exercise to progress in weight in. It is more or less something that, I think you kind of have to dial in the form over time, eventually to the point where, you're just upping the reps super high, maybe even over 20. I don't know. It's kind of up to you. That's just what's worked for me. Just because it is such a small little piece of the delt that you're really trying to target, that little lateral head there. But I did find a way to sort of increase the weight here with these little micro plates I have. I'll probably show you guys those, or just comment below if that's something you want to see in the future. I'll probably show you guys anyways, but they're pretty sick. Because a lot of my training now, like especially on the strength training movements, it is progression based on that first initial like top set of a single, and sometimes it's like 182.5 pounds is what I need on the bar. But that's basically it, guys. In terms of training, these are also my reps here. I was kind of just doing it to partials just because there's a lot of space here, you know, that you can kind of milk out. But anyway, like and subscribe. It does really like help my channel. I'm really trying to grow this out for you guys and pump these out as fast as I can. And I'm excited to be a bit more up to date with these logs. That way I can give you the more raw, uncut stuff, and you're gonna see that pretty soon here because I did film some stuff on my phone. Little incoherent with those talks, but you'll see them when you see them. Anyways, see you guys in 2 days.